Hey, I'm Sandra Marshall. I'm COO at Owlchemy Labs.
So Sandra, what are you showing here? Your wireless hand tracking demo.
It is a multiplayer game for 2 to 4 players. It's called Dimensional Double Shift. It is fully hand-tracked multiplayer 2 to 4 player game, and it's the newest release from Owlchemy Games.
So what did your company learn from the past 2 releases, Cosmonious High and Job Simulator, that you've applied to this new game?
Well, we've been working beyond those games into hand tracking for some time, and we really wanted to continue our work there. And we've done a couple of one-player games, and we really wanted to build on social collaborative games in VR. And so that was our focus here, was full hand tracking and multiplayer, build collaboration, fun social game, of course with the quirky, weird humor that Owlchemy likes to bring.
So you guys are full wireless hand tracking. You've been working on this for the last few years now. What's it been like seeing that evolve to actually showing press behind closed doors its functionality?
It's been amazing. I think like getting rid of controllers and like focusing on hand tracking just feels so natural. And when you're with friends in VR space and enjoying that sort of like social collaborative fun, it reduces the barriers too, right? It's more intuitive, I think, to just pick up a coffee cup or throw it through the window rather than having to learn all the controller pieces. So I think it reduces barrier and just makes it feel more natural.
Ever since VR was available to people for the first time, everyone always says the first time someone puts on a headset, the first thing they do is look at their hands, right? And now you've integrated it inside the MetaQuest 2 and 3. What was the biggest hurdle for your team to make that work fluidly and naturally?
I think we put a couple of things. So we put a lot of thought into how much interaction, right? So versus, just having your hand close to a cup versus having to grab a thing of pancake batter and take the top off. And that's something we did carefully and through lessons learned from play, right? And the intent is to make it easy to play, but also to be able to have that discoverability and also make it feel really natural.
Now, just for the viewers out there, it's not just it's hand tracking, but it's all your finger tracking. It's too. You also mentioned it tracks the knuckles as well.
Yeah, so it's full hand tracking, and I think that really enables, in the game, to be able to do more precise movements, from whether or not you're, putting vegetables through the grinder to twisting off caps or being able to integrate with machinery.
So, what's it been like developing this technology from the forefront of VR? Because you guys are one of the few people still doing this stuff, on the cutting edge of VR space. I mean, when a lot of people, including Sony, have called it quits.
I think we just believe in it. I think that VR is a great medium. It's a great medium for bringing people together, and our mission is always to build in a way that we make VR for everyone, make it accessible, and just have everybody be able to enjoy the experience. So we've been really dedicated on focusing to continue to make fun games and to just make them easier for everyone to play.
Is it hard balancing, because you do want to make this super cool technology that you're on the forefront of, but you also want to make a game that's fun? Is it hard balancing that?
It is for sure a balance, and that is something that we work out through testing, and then just being able to listen to people and get feedback as we push games out. Mm-hmm.
What do you guys draw inspiration from in terms of the design? I mean, I made a joke it felt very Fisher-Pricey playset type of thing, because that's that you're doing, but you're lifting things, you're handing things, you're pinching things. You you use all the locomotions that you naturally would with a hand.
Mm-hmm. I think there's joy in discovery, having it in that sort of fun way. It makes the experience playful, and on top of that, people that are new to the medium or new to the game, I feel like it introduces them in an easy way, right? It brings down, you don't have to think about having such an intricate experience. You just grab something and play with it like you would, in other environments, like you mentioned, Fisher-Price. What
resources does Google give you to make this headset and this software a reality?
We work alongside Google, and they're a great advocate for us. They believe in Owlchemy Labs, and are really supportive in everything we do.
So this technology is going to be available in the Oculus Quest 2 and 3, correct?
Correct, yeah. It's fully hand-tracked, so Quest 2, Quest 3, and then future-looking, open to support with other platforms that support hand tracking.
We've come a long way from needing trackers in the corners of your room with the HTC Vive to just having it be all in one. I mean, even the headset's all in one now. Battery, games, everything's played in a one ecosystem rather than having, a PC connector, an HDMI cable, or the battery things that were on your belt.
For sure. I definitely remember all of those days. I've been through all of that tech, and it's just so nice to see us at this point in time where, like you said, it's the barrier to entry on the tech side is so much lower, and then on the the build side and the software side, to be able to develop these experiences that really enable multiplayer and collaboration.
I know you can't tell me what's next for you guys, but like what's the overall plan here? Like, you're going to continue to horn the hand tracking, then you can do feet tracking next, and we're going to do eyeball tracking within the goggles itself.
With Owlchemy Labs, you never know, honestly. I mean, we always have stuff that we're working on, so we'll see what the next version brings. But we are focused in the immediate on launching the game and evolving that.
Where do you see the VR space 5 years from now?
I think we're at a place now where, of course, there's more headset manufacturers, there's more games coming out. I think we're continuing to see like an increase in adoption, but I think we're going to see more multiplayer stuff for sure, more robust experiences, and I think, just a wider range of types of experiences.
When does the game come out?
The beta is coming out September 26th.
And how can you is it going to be public beta?
It's going to be a public beta, and it's going to be free, so it'll be available for anyone that wants to try it out.
And then, as a fun question, what's the biggest misconception about your job? Like when you tell people what you do?
What I do? I think they assume that I play video games all day, which is true. But there's a lot that goes on behind that too.